Everybody good? I'd like to call to order the Tuesday, August 22nd, 2023, Brooklyn City Board of Education regular meeting. Mr. Schirhart, can you call the roll, please?
Yes, Ms. Krall.
Here.
Mr. Slattery.
Here.
Mrs. Bartzcak.
Here.
Mr. Neale.
Here. Can everybody stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, as we all know, we are going to administer the oath of office to the new board member that the board spent hours tirelessly contemplating. We had 3 very good candidates, and it was a very tough decision. It really was. It was tough, to be quite honest. We had 3 very good interviews, 2 that stuck out a little above the other one, and it was a tough decision. So we're going to do the oath of office and swear in Krall. If you wouldn't mind. Thanks. Just right up here so the camera sees everybody, all those beautiful faces.
Nice.
Okay, repeat after me. Raise your right hand. I, Hasrouni,
I, Hasrouni,
do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
do solemnly swear that I support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and the Constitution of the State of Ohio,
and that I will faithfully and impartially discharge
and I
my
will
duties
and I will faithfully and impartially discharge my duties
as a board member of the Board of Education of Brooklyn City School District,
as a board member of the Board of Education for the Brooklyn School District,
Cuyahoga County, Ohio, to the best of my ability,
Cuyahoga County, Ohio, to the best of my ability.
and in accordance with the laws now in effect and hereafter to be enacted.
That's a lot.
Sorry.
Split that up.
Hey, correct.
Thank you. That's okay. To the best of my ability and in accordance with the laws now in effect
And here and after to enact during my continuance in said office.
and hereafter to be enacted during my continuance in said office. Thank you so much.
Good job. Take your seat. Just so you know, he is allowed to vote this evening.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Appreciate that.
Brian, they told me beforehand, part of their welcoming is you get to read everything.
Oh,
tonight,
great.
so,
We're gonna give you 1 month off. You get 1 month
Little bit of
off.
advice, it's all downhill from here.
There's just 2 words you gotta know. As noted.
Nice.
Right, Rick? So go ahead.
Just tell them that, they can read.
Yeah, that's true too. So we're gonna move on to Dr. Claris.
Thank you, Mr. Neale, thank you, Board of Education. First of all, Mr. Hasrouni, congratulations.
Thank you.
Known you as a former student and a current parent, and
We're gonna, I screwed up the agenda. This thing's got a double roll call in here. We needed comments from visitors first.
thank you very
All
much.
right,
Yeah.
I
We should probably do a roll call too.
Yeah.
Yep,
He was
absolutely.
about to say something nice about
I was.
No, let's not get out of here.
I hope you wrote it
It's
down.
early yet. It's early yet. So we are gonna do the roll call for Krall. Mr. Sheriff, can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Krall.
Here.
Just say
Mr.
yes.
Slattery.
Still here?
Mrs. Bartzcak.
Here.
Mr. Neale.
Here.
Mr. Hasrouni.
here.
All right, now it's official.
Now you get paid.
There you go. There you go. All right, next we're gonna go to comments from visitors. We'll pick yours up after this, all right? In order for the board to fulfill its obligation to complete the planned agenda in an effective and efficient fashion, a maximum of 30 minutes of public participation as it pertains to school-related topics will be permitted at each meeting. Each person wishing to address the board will approach the podium and state his, her name, and address. If several people wish to speak, each person will be allotted 3 minutes until a total time of 30 minutes is used. During that period, no person may speak twice until all who desire to speak have had an opportunity to do so. The period of public participation may be extended by a vote of the majority of the board. Anybody? Mr. Hennings? I know you. I can see it in your eyes.
My name is Bob Hennings. I live at 4643 Winter Lane. As you all know, I'm with the Boosters, and it's that time of the year, so open up the wallets. I do want to thank Mr. Slattery. He's already been opening it up for the last month. So we are doing a lot of work with the middle school this year. So they do need a lot of things. Their sports are, the football was not really funded well. The pads were always only what they had to practice with, so we went ahead and bought them a tackling sled this year. So we do got to get that money back. So we are having a few things at Applebee's. So on August 24th, which is Thursday, we will have a Dine to Donate, where 15% goes back to the middle school boosters, and I have the flyers right here. Also, September 9th is a pancake breakfast at Applebee's. Tickets are $10, and I have them over there. Also, we have another Dine Donate on October 24th at Applebee's. Applebee's has been very good to us this year. They're also doing team dinners for the middle school also.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's probably the first time the middle schools had a team dinner. And, well, we're kind of hoping it's a celebration dinner tomorrow because their first game is tomorrow. And so, everybody come on out and watch them. Also, the bowling team, they're having a Dine to Donate on September 26th at Chipotle. And October 18th, they'll be doing one also at Cane's. Again, also, if anybody wants to help out with senior night, I know post-prom always appreciate it, so I'm sure they'll hit you guys up for a donation. I know I'll always say caramba. And I want you to know he always never says no, so he's always there for them. And that's all I have. If I have any questions, you're free to ask them.
Do you need a flyer for the Applebee's?
Yes, and I'm gonna
Okay.
hand this to this new treasurer here, so he can go out and help us.
What was the other Canes? What
Can you-
was the bowling date?
That was for the bowling at
Yeah, what
Cane's, and
date?
that was October 18th.
Okay.
Who's the parent that's in charge of all the team dinners for football teams, you know?
I think it's Tammy and Colleen.
Okay,
Tammy Smith?
okay.
Yeah.
Could you, Bob, do us
As a
a
matter of fact, I
favor?
just gave her my
Could
card.
you put an email together and send it to all of us with those, all those dates?
Yes, I can do
please?
that, yes, sure.
That'd be great.
Bob, if you can send me the flyers, then I'll get this out on our Facebook.
Okay.
Okay,
Like I said, I do have the tickets for the pancake breakfast. They are $10, and I'll be here to the end for this.
thanks, buddy. Anybody else? All right, we're gonna move on to the superintendent's report, and it's gonna be a little recognition.
Yes, take two. Thank you, Mr. Neale.
You got it.
Again, so I want to congratulate Karam on an appointment to the board position. Known you a long time, you're a man of integrity, very excited that you're going to be part of the Board of Education moving forward. I think it's a great board, and we're going to continue to do great things, so congratulations and welcome. Just a couple like kind of nuts and bolts. Today was the first day of school. Great transition for the kids, great transition for parents. Parking lot was cleared out by like 3:20, 3:25, which on a first day of school is a pretty good thing. So again, it was a wonderful way to start the school year. Thank you to our parents, our students, our staff for a great start. Did have to reschedule the community pep rally. We're going to reschedule that. I want to meet with the administrative team this week. We're probably looking at a Wednesday at some point in September. I'll let the board know that as soon as I get that date. But probably one of those Wednesdays before the Fall Fest, which I think the Fall Fest is the 23rd. So we're going to do it on a Wednesday night. But we are definitely going to reschedule that. Anyway, great start to the year. We're looking forward to day 2 tomorrow, and we'll kind of go from there.
Sounds like a plan.
Today really is recognizing Mr. Cyngier. I've known Rick and his family, his wife, his kids for close to 20 years. I was their middle school principal when Rick's kids and Pam's kids went through the building, and can't say enough about Rick and his family and what they mean to Brooklyn City Schools. Rick, you served with honor and distinction through lots of times. through lots of good times and lots of challenging times. You know, you were here through financial issues, you were here through a potential new build, the new building, you were here through the pandemic. And you've always been a board member that has been thoughtful in your responses, thoughtful in how you treat people. And even when you disagree with somebody, your voice never raised above a conversational level. And for that, you have my utmost respect. You're a veteran board member. I know how much this job, right, even though people think it's only a meeting twice a month or 3 times a month, it's more than that. All the board members here will tell you that. They know that. They're shaking their heads. It's text messages from the superintendent on a Sunday night, or an email, or this happened, or it's truly a 24/7 role. And you've done a great job in serving with dignity, distinction, and couldn't have been prouder to be the superintendent while you served. And again, you were one of the board members that brought me back to the school district, and that has turned out to be the greatest professional decision I've ever had. And I want to thank you and your family for that. And to Pam and the kids, I want to say thank you also, because just like the role of a spouse for an administrator, or a staff member, or a board member's spouse, it doesn't just impact that person in the role, it impacts the spouse, it impacts the family. And so thank you for your sacrifice, what you've done, how you've supported Rick, how you've supported the community, and you've done so with dignity and honor and respect, and I can't thank you enough for that. In a little bit here, we'll have a resolution in your honor. I don't want to be the one to say all the words. I want to hand it off to our Board of Education in case they wanted to say something.
First, just so the board knows, those here, when I had a procedural issue or a serious issue where I usually called Rick first. He's a veteran of many boards. I'm sure Bonnie, you did as well too. And he walked me through, and he even told me a few things that I didn't like, but he was right. You know what I mean? You didn't do this right. I go, you know what? You're right. I didn't. So I appreciate that. And if there's something I need to call you about, I will call you about, you know, within board reasoning. But I do appreciate being on the board with you for the last 12, 13, whatever the numbers of years were. It was a pleasure. Pam, as you as well too, as we all know, the spouse is just as important as well too, and the family and the kids and that. So I appreciate what I've learned from you. I appreciate that very much, and thank you.
Thank you. I mean, I've called you plenty of times. I've used you as a sounding board on many different issues. Sometimes we haven't agreed on things, but we always, we settle things over a couple of beers and some wings, or, you know, whatever it is. But I learned quite a bit from you, no matter whether we disagreed in this room. We always left it at the door. And we came back, and, you know, we talked through things, and I know this is a thankless job at times. It's a great position to be in, but it's thankless at sometimes. Plenty of calls, like Dr. Ted said. But, I mean, you left this place far better than you found it, so I appreciate that.
Rick, you're an excellent board member, but I want to tell some people about some stuff that they don't know. When my daughter was sick and in the hospital every day, and we didn't know what was going on and what was happening, the Cyngier stepped up. Pam would bring the kids, my other 2 children, to the hospital every day so that they could come and see their sister. After school, she would stay there with them, and then she would drive them home, and they stayed at the Cyngers. It's like the Cyngers adopted my 2 kids, as I spent the night with my daughter in the hospital. And I knew everything was gonna be okay, and Pam was like, it's fine. And I'm like, she works at the law firm and Rick's working all day, and there they had 2 more kids, and they were spending time in the hospital with my kid and our family. So that is what I think people don't know about you. They see the board member that you are, but they don't see that kind of stuff that you, so that's what I see of the Singers. The Singers are great people, and I will never forget that. I love you, Rick, but you all know I love Pam more.
I know that.
I haven't been here very long. I'm just saying, I know Rick's not going anywhere, so I know you'll be around, but thank you for all your service.
And I'll just say thank you for just the short period of time that we've talked over the last couple of months. Your guidance in that short period of time has been immeasurable. I got some big shoes to fill, and I appreciate the opportunity.
You want to come up here, Rob?
Yep.
So Rick, if you can come on up for a second. Just a small token from myself, from the Board of Education, to Rocky to hand to you. But this is just a copy of the resolution
I forgot my glasses.
that we're gonna have in a little bit, and it doesn't do justice to what you've done for the school district. But thank you for everything, and as I was walking in before, I think Bonnie said it was weird seeing you on the other side of the table.
Yep.
But I know that when you and I talked there, this is your contribution after the board, and I'm looking forward to working with you and learning from you in this next phase of your contribution. So, and as I always say at graduation, you're forever Hurricane.
Absolutely.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thanks. Rick, do you want to say something?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to you. I talked a lot.
You only get 3 minutes.
Or less.
Yes.
And what's your address?
Yeah, name and address, yeah.
That's tough to keep it under 3 minutes. Bonnie's right though, about Pam. She's my sounding board. If there's something she doesn't like, she tells me, I bring it to the board. But you think it's my idea, it's not, it's basically her. But it's been a pleasure. I've not only made like fellow associate board members, as colleagues, but you're also all my friends. I respect you, and I love the fact that you're giving back to the community. And I wish more people would see that. I wish more people would give back to Brooklyn, because it's a great city, great people. And, I hope to continue to serve Brooklyn schools in different capacities, if Mama lets me. And just know that I'll be around, again, as a sounding board if you need advice, but also to promote Brooklyn schools, because folks, my involvement with the school board associations, and we are very fortunate to have the people we have here, because I see some real hot messes out there, and I'm thankful, I'm prayerful and thankful that we don't have those issues here in Brooklyn. So,
Thank you.
Adios.
Additional?
Yeah, one last comment.
Go ahead.
Krall, good luck. You got a lot to follow.
We're gonna go on to the treasurer's report. Rob?
Okay, I just have one item, informational item. The ORC, section 135.142, subsection C, requires that all treasurers in the state of Ohio report to the board, the state auditor, and the Department of Education the interest received from the sale of commercial paper. It's an investment tool. So I brought this to the board. It's informational. There's no action to be taken on it. So for last fiscal year, the district made $69,368.78 of interest on the commercial paper sales.
Nice.
So
Keep the lights on.
that's pretty good. And then I will be reporting this to the state auditor and then the superintendent of the schools. The state school, the state, Ohio Department of Education.
There you
Great.
go. Anything else? That's it?
That's it.
Appreciate it. We're gonna go on to comments from board members, board committee reports. We're gonna start with Mr. Hasrouni.
Thank you. Just want to thank the board for giving me this opportunity. I sincerely appreciate you guys taking the time to deliberate, and I know it was tough, and I appreciate the opportunity sincerely. I've met all of you. I respect all of you. I think that we have a lot of work to do in the next couple of years, and I'm excited to be a part of that. I'm Brooklyn through and through. Graduated from here, have 4 kids going to the district right now. I live here, I do everything here, except I had to move the business, I'm sorry about that,
Right.
but everything else, I'm just so proud to be a part of this organization, to move Brooklyn to where I know it could be, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here. And thank you so much for all your guidance so far.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna go on to Ms. Krall.
I do not have any committee report updates, but I have 2 other updates. First, I would like to wish a happy 21st birthday to my favorite person in the whole world.
I'm 54.
I missed his 18th birthday because he was in boot camp, so, and he's home, so it makes this one extra special, so I'm just very excited for him to be home. And second, I would like to welcome home my second favorite 2020 grad, Alyssa Helmick. She was overseas for a whole year, and sorry, I just love her so much.
Did notice that. I did notice that.
Okay, but and I know that we don't want to be here all night, so I can't list everything that she did. But there's a lot of achievements and awards, and I'm very proud of her, and I'm proud of both of them, and I'm glad that they're both home together before she goes to school and Ian goes back to me. So that's all I have.
Thank you. On to Mr. Slattery.
Thank you. Curriculum committee, we're gonna be having one scheduled soon. Same thing with facilities, we have a lot going on with facilities. Rec board, I'm waiting for the city to announce their next date. They took a break with council being off. Welcome to Karam. I know you're gonna do a great job.
Thank you.
Like I said with Rick, I know you're a phone call away, so don't change your number. We'll most likely be calling you. And as far as the candidates that applied for the open position,
Yep.
we had 3, like Rocky said, we had 3 really good candidates. So I thank the other 2. Hopefully they stay engaged and wanna, become more involved down the road. And that is all I have. Thank you.
You got it. We're gonna go on to Mrs. Bartzcak.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would like to thank Mrs. Neale for helping out yesterday morning for the seniors as they had their senior sunrise, and they wanted to watch the sunrise coming up from the stadium. So thank you, Mrs. Neale, for getting up extra early to let some seniors in so they could sit on the middle of the field and watch the sunrise. It meant a lot to them. Thank you so much, Mrs. Neale. And Rick, I can never express how much it meant to my husband and I, how much your friendship, the singer's friendship, I will give Pam most of the credit. You watched some football with Steven. He appreciated that. But it was how much your friendship means, and you were always a great board member, but you guys were even more friends, so better friends. No one knows Robert's Rules of Order like you do. I mean, it is remarkable how he does know, like he'll be like, nope, we didn't do that right, you gotta go back, you have to motion, you have to do this, and you're like our little, reference for Robert's Rules of Order.
That's correct.
But Rick, thank you for everything you did, and thank you for all your service to Brooklyn, but I know you're not going anywhere, so this isn't like see ya, bye or anything, you're gonna still be around, and, so thank you for everything you've done. Welcome to Karam, you do have very big shoes to fill. Hey, no pressure here. Yeah, I'm sure you kind of were a little nervous before, but then after hearing all of us talk, you're probably like, well, that is.
Step out now.
Yeah, make it a little bit bigger. Welcome, if there's anything I can ever help you with, or I'm only just a phone call away. I would like to welcome all the students back. I hope they have a great, successful school year. And I can always be reached if anyone would like to speak to me at 216-406-4304. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Again, I'd like to welcome Karam, thank him for the opportunity, for putting your name in there. The candidates, again, were very, very good candidates. Rick, thank you again for your friendship, your words of wisdom. and sometimes a little tongue lashing because I did something wrong, so I appreciate it, and I'm okay with that. One of my committees is Polaris Career Center. We do, as Brooklyn, we do lead the 6 associate schools with the most percentage of kids that go there are juniors and seniors. So it's very impressive. The numbers are, with Polaris, those numbers are just keep climbing. They're doing better and better. So I see an opportunity for a lot of kids to go in a different direction than four-year college with $400,000, $100,000 worth of debt. It's a wonderful place. So all their classes, with the exception, I think, I'm gonna guess there's about 18 classes there. Almost every class is full, with the exception of about 3 or 4. So they're doing well, and life is good, and Brooklyn leads with 63% of the junior seniors, so it's very impressive. And some of the other schools are jealous when I go to that board meeting, you know, especially when they hand out the cookies. They are waiting for the pre-vet, that should be in shortly. There's an HVAC part. Last time we had, last meeting, they were waiting on an HVAC part, so that part of it's probably gonna get ready to be done in October. Those classes are full. One of my other committees is technology. We need to set up a technology. I was in here in the summer, and there were wires everywhere through the ceiling, so there's a lot of stuff going on. Policy committee, there was no update at this time. I'd like to welcome back all the students, staff, community. I'd like to, good luck to all the fall sports teams. And also say thanks to all the cleaners, the kids, the staff, the custodians, everybody who cleans the building, because 72 days is not very long when you try to strip the whole school down and try and clean it again, and you have people everywhere. So they did a wonderful job, and I just want to commend them on that. And that'll be the end of my report. We're going to go on to approval of minutes and financial statements, and Ms. Krall is going to be our reader this evening.
Resolved that the minutes of the Board of Education meeting be adopted and all action taken by the Board of Education at said meeting is hereby reaffirmed and approved, as noted.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments? Mr. Schirhart, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Slattery?
Yes.
Mrs. Bartzcak?
Yes.
Ms. Krall?
Yes.
Mr. Neale?
Yes.
Mr. Hasrouni?
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby approves the financial statements of receipts and expenditures for the month of,
July.
including all purchase orders paid, and all then and now statements for the month of as submitted.
Can I have a motion,
So
please?
moved.
Second. I'll second it. Questions, comments?
Do we have any, what month are they? Do we have any statements to approve?
I'm still working on closing the month, that's why.
So then we're not,
We're
gonna.
we're gonna
approve.
amend
Right.
this.
Okay.
I need a motion to amend.
So moved.
Second. I'll second it.
You're seconding it.
Mr. Schirhart, will you call the roll, please?
Mr. Slattery?
Yes.
Mr. Neale?
Yes.
Ms. Krall?
Yes.
Mrs. Bartzcak?
Yes.
And Mr. Hasrouni?
Yes.
Yes, that motion has been amended. Bring it back.
Mr. Schirhart, so on September 5th, it's a scheduled work session. Do you need financial statements on that meeting, or can it wait till the September 22nd meeting to approve your financial statements?
It can wait until the September
Okay,
26th.
just want to make sure.
All right.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby approves that the district has adopted and is enforcing a nutrition standards policy that considers the requirements of Ohio Revised Code 3313.814 and governs the types of food and beverages that may be sold on the premises of school.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments? Mr. Schirhart, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Slattery?
Yes.
Mrs. Bartzcak?
Yes.
Ms. Krall?
Yes.
Mr. Neale?
Yes.
Mr. Hasrouni?
Abstain, please.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby authorizes the superintendent to join on behalf of the Brooklyn City School District, the Brooklyn Chamber of Commerce for the 23-24 school year.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Questions, comments? Can I have Mr. Schirhart, can you call the roll?
Mr. Slattery?
Yes.
Mrs. Bartzcak?
Yes.
Ms. Krall?
Yes.
Mr. Neale?
Yes.
Mr. Hasrouni.
Abstain.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby approves the 23-24 school transportation routes on file in the Board of Education office.
Can I have a motion,
So
please?
moved.
I'll second it. Questions, comments? Mr. Schirhart, can you call the roll?
Mr. Slattery.
Yes.
Mr. Neale.
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Mrs. Bartzcak.
Yes.
Mr. Hasrouni.
Abstain, please.
Resolved that Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby enters into an agreement with PSI Affiliates, Inc., PSI Associates, Inc. for Title I support services, auxiliary, and IDEA grant funds for the 23-24 school year per the attached contract agreement on file in the treasurer's office.
Can I have a motion,
So
please?
moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments?
This is the same as usual, we're just the management of the account, so this is money that goes directly, that comes to us, but then goes directly to the non-public, no cost to the school district.
Is one of our students at Mary Queen of Peace, is that what?
No, they're not, yes,
Yeah,
that's
so
the
the,
answer,
I was gonna
yes,
say,
yes,
okay,
yes, yes,
since they're not in Brooklyn,
Yes.
okay.
yes,
Okay.
that's a yes.
Anybody else? Mr. Schirhart, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Slattery.
Yes.
Ms. Bartzcak.
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Mr. Neale.
Yes.
Mr. Hasrouni.
Abstain.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby authorizes the superintendent to enter into an interagency agreement regarding the provision of service delivery and transition for young children and families in Cuyahoga County, Ohio, per the attachment from State Support Team 3 agreement on file in the treasurer's office.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments?
Mr. Neal, it's the annual agreement just with State Support Team 3 to help our young families that have students coming into preschool. So
Right.
it's just the agreement with itinerant service, things like that. As they come up, they'll come into our system.
Got it.
No cost to the district.
Anybody else? Mr. Schirhart, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Slattery.
Yes.
Mrs. Bartzcak.
Yes.
Mrs. Krall.
Yes.
Mr. Neale.
Yes.
And Mr. Hasrouni.
Abstain, please.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby authorizes the superintendent to enter into a shared service agreement with Northeast Ohio Network for Educational Technology, NEOnet, per the attachment for the purpose of EMIS services and support, effective 9/1/23 and ending 6/30/24. Agreement on file in the treasurer's office.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments?
This is a one-day professional development contract with NEOnet. They're bringing somebody out here once a week to work with Mr. Tolar on training him for EMIS services, so.
Okay.
yeah.
Anybody else? I think I'm comfortable with that.
This will be a one-year
Right,
contract.
correct. Yeah. Mr. Schirhart, can you call the roll?
Mr. Slattery.
Yes.
Mrs. Bartzcak.
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Mr. Neale.
Yes.
Mr. Hasrouni.
Abstain, please.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby approves the following individuals for additional summer hours as listed. For preparation of student packets for August open house and student orientation not to exceed 10 hours at their hourly rate of pay as noted.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments? Mr. Schirhart, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Slattery.
Yes.
Ms. Bartzcak.
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Mr. Neale.
Yes.
Mr. Hasrouni.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby approves the following resignations as noted.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second? I'll second it. Questions, comments?
Thank you for your time in the district.
Mr. Schirhart, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Slattery.
Yes.
Mr. Neale.
Abstain, even though I could vote.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Mrs. Bartzcak.
Yes.
Mr. Hasrouni.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby approves the following persons for the 23-24 supplemental assignments with the provision that such individuals comply with all rules and regulations and State Department of Education regulations pertinent to proper certification and fulfills the requirements of the job description attached to their supplemental contracts as noted.
Can I have a motion,
So
please?
moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments? Mr. Schirhart, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Slattery.
Yes.
Mrs. Bartzcak.
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Mr. Neale.
Yes.
Mr. Hasrouni.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby approves the following personnel for the 23-24 school year contingent upon successful completion of background check and credentialing as noted.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a
Second.
second? Second. Questions, comments? Mr. Schirhart, call the roll.
Mr. Slattery.
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Mrs. Bartzcak.
Yes.
Mr. Neale.
Yes.
And Mr. Hasrouni.
Yes.
Is this supposed to be here? Is executive content?
Where are we at? We at executive content. Hold on a second. What is that?
It was a placeholder for me. Don't, it was just it was my notes, so it's.
Got it.
It's irrelevant. It was just my notes as a placeholder.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby approves additional hours for Laura Baker for the start of the school year registration and enrollment as needed not to exceed 25 hours at the employee's current hourly rate of pay effective 8/7/23.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Questions, comments?
I just want to comment on this. So this is the first time I've done this with Mrs. Baker. Our enrollment and registration is really increased over the last 2, 3, 4 weeks. And so Mrs. Baker's found herself working after hours quite a bit. So I think it's only fair, and because we're a centralized registration and then it goes to the buildings, hopefully this would be acceptable to just small compensation for her extra time that she's staying. So,
Definitely not a job I would want.
yeah. And thank you.
Anybody else? Mr. Schirhart, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Slattery.
Yes.
Mrs. Bartzcak.
Yes.
Mrs. Krall.
Yes.
Mr. Neale.
Yes.
Mr. Hasrouni.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby approves the following spring athletic event worker for the 22-23 school year contingent upon status.
That's next,
Okay.
23.
23-24 school year
As
contingent
noted.
upon satisfactory completion of all credentials and background checks as noted.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Can I have a second? I'll second it. Questions, comments? We'll note the correction of 23-24, please. Mr. Schirhart, can you call the roll?
Mr. Slattery.
Yes.
Mr. Neale.
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Mrs. Bartzcak.
Yes.
And Mr. Hasrouni.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education hereby approves the following volunteers for the 23-24 school year as noted.
Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second? I'll second it. Questions, comments? Comments, thank you for your volunteer. Mr. Schirhart, can you call the roll?
Mr. Slattery.
Yes.
Mr. Neale.
Yes.
Ms. Krall.
Yes.
Mrs. Bartzcak.
Yes.
And Mr. Hasrouni.
Yes.
Resolved that the Brooklyn City School District Board of Education approves the return of an advance back to the general fund per the attached document.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Can I have a second? I'll second it. Questions, comments? Wasn't that about $726?
Yeah, actually, we were going through, I was going through the financial reports from 2018. And this was an advance that came out of the general fund to Fund 499, and it was never returned back to the general fund. So I'm asking for it to be returned.
Okay. Anybody else? Mr. Schirhart, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Slattery.
Yes.
Mr. Neale.
Yes.
Mrs. Krall.
Yes.
Mrs. Bartzcak.
Yes.
And Mr. Hasrouni.
Yes.
Where, you want me to read this one?
Let me read it?
I mean, I can read it. I'm just giving you the chance, Mr. President.
I'll read it. I'll read it since. Thank you. Whereas Mr. Rick Sanger has served as an invaluable member of the Brooklyn Board of Education since 2010, January of 2010. Whereas Mr. Rick Sanger has served as a member of various Board of Education committees along with serving as board president in 2014. Whereas Mr. Rick Sanger has devoted years to education, the well-being of students and their success. Whereas Mr. Rick Sanger has devoted and invested countless hours of his personal time to the betterment of the Brooklyn City School District. And whereas Mr. Rick Sanger successfully fulfilled his duties and responsibility as a board member throughout his tenure at the Brooklyn Board of Education. And whereas Mr. Rick Sanger exhibits hurricane pride in all his doings. And now therefore be it resolved by the Brooklyn Board of Education, where we hereby express our appreciation, gratitude, and thanks for Mr. Rick Singer's dedication and service to the Brooklyn City School District, the school community, and most of all, our students. And further resolve that the Brooklyn Board of Education wishes to continue in all his endeavors and express our hope for his continued health, happiness, prosperity. Further resolve that Mr. Rick Singer is forever a Brooklyn Hurricane. All those in favor?
Aye.
So, that's our roll call. Thank you again, appreciate it.
Rick.
All right, in closing, is there any other business? Anybody, dates, times? Announcement of the next meeting of the Board of Education will be September 5th, 2023, Treasurer's Office Conference Room, 9200 Bidoff, Brooklyn, Ohio, at 6 p.m. Can I have a motion to
So moved.
adjourn? Can I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're out the door. We're done.
You said that first meeting.
Thank you again.